Hello and welcome back to the colony with Man of the Ants, continuing on with our Planet Zoo career mode today. Today we're going to be taking a look at Panda Park. We're just going to cover the bare essentials. Frontier, you crazy dogs. So Panda Park is Bernard Goodwin's newest zoo, built from the ground up to celebrate the panda in all its forms. This park represents an unparalleled opportunity to show the world just how much... Hello, just had to pop up over my screen there. Just how much the Goodwin, yes, alright. The Goodwin Foundation knows about breeding animals on the cusp of endangerment, so don't squander it. So as I said last time, I may be splitting the levels up into 2 or more videos as they go on, just to keep the length at a reasonable sort of position. The last one I think was around an hour-ish, which probably a little much for a single video on Planet Zoo, so we'll try and keep them to around 30 minutes-ish going forward, and hopefully my speech will improve the more I record as well. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Be nice not sounding like an idiot for a couple of minutes. Oh, that's very pretty. Oh my lord, that whole scenery is very pretty, actually.
Ah, pandas. They're my daughter's favorite animal.
That's fascinating, Barney.
I think it's fair to say that if ever there was an animal which has captured the public's imagination, it's pandas.
Yeah, I mean, pandas are great.
That's assuming you ignore cats and dogs, obviously.
They are
An
an incredibly useless animal, though, really.
Oh, but did you know? Thanks to the incredible conservation work that's been done in China and around the world, pandas are no longer endangered.
That is actually incredible. That is actually incredible.
That said, they're still
Stupid.
vulnerable.
Oh,
So,
I was close.
this zoo is extraordinarily lucky and honored to be part of that conservation.
I feel lucky and honoured.
It really speaks to our reputation, a reputation that you're going to be in charge of maintaining, along with all the general maintaining too. I really can't tell you how important the welfare of those pandas is. Oh wait, I can. It is
Barney, you idiot.
important. The eyes of the world are on you, my friend.
This is a beautiful park, isn't it? The work that goes into making something like this is astounding, really.
On you too.
Come on then, Nancy, where are you?
To China. This is Bernie's brand new Panda Celebration Zoo. So new, in fact, that it's not quite finished. But
Of course not.
Later. First, let's take a tour of the zoo.
I like the bridge. That's cool.
Obviously, the giant pandas are the main attraction for this zoo, and
Obviously.
luckily for us, we have one which was born just a few days ago.
Ooh, it's going to be so
Let's go and have a
bloody
look at
cute. Where are they?
Go on, don't be shy. Select the panda cub.
Well, I would. Oh, there we go. They're right in the middle. Oh, so it's this massive... That's quite cool, isn't it? And the little building, people can wander around on top of the enclosure. That's awesome. That's awesome. There it is. Nope, that's a bush.
And click on the camera to enter animal camera.
My mouse is misbehaving a little bit. Come on, mouse. There you go.
Oh, doesn't it just warm the cockles of your heart?
It
So
does,
cute.
Nancy.
Did you know that giant pandas, or Ailuropoda melaleuca for being formal, are the only entirely herbivorous bears? They can actually eat up to 38 kilos of bamboo a day.
They do.
Not that surprising.
Because it's
given
really
that
not
they
very
spend up to
nutritious,
14
because they're a
hours day chomping
stupid
away.
bear.
I don't imagine this little fluff ball has that kind of appetite yet, though. Oh no. I just got word from one of our keepers that a sable antelope was placed into a habitat without going through quarantine.
Oh
first,
no.
And that they're displaying signs of disease. We'll have to move them into quarantine to stop the infection from spreading to the other animals.
Let's do it.
Go to the highlighted habitat.
Yep.
Find the infected animal and then select them to bring up their information panel.
How do I know it's infected?
Good. Now click move.
Was this
and
it?
Transfer them into quarantine. I've highlighted the quarantine facility in the zoo for you.
How do you know... Is this the only one in here? Because that, I suppose, would give it away. I can't see any others anywhere else, so I guess it is the only one in here. So how do you know that it's sick, then? That's my question. How would we know that it's sick? Longevity's low. That's probably a bit of a clue. Yeah, how do you know? You don't know. Nothing I can see there says that it's sick. Okay, what are we doing? Quarantine. Move. Quarantine. No. What does she say? We have to move it manually. I think we have to move it manually.
Oh, phew. That's a relief.
But in future you could just click on
Now
that.
that we've stopped the infection from spreading any further, we need to build a vet surgery so the antelope can be treated and then returned to his habitat.
Of course we do. Why isn't there one of those already? You're a bloody zoo.
So why don't we head over there?
I'm here.
In order to build the vet surgery, click on Facilities, Staff Facilities, and then Vet Surgeries.
Oh, it's like this was made for it, look. If we could get a slightly better view. How do you rotate again? Not that. How do you rotate again? Oh, it's Z, isn't it? Every time. I'd like to stop it snapping. And we can get it actually lined up properly. Or as close as we can, anyway. If my mouse behaves itself. What's wrong with you, mouse? Pop it in there. That looks pretty good.
Job. Vet surgery.
It's not sticking out the back or anything.
Important role in a zoo, as they're the only places that vets can treat the animals. Once there's room for the antelope, the vet will pick them up from quarantine and bring them to the surgery.
Perfect.
Yes, diseases can spread through a habitat quite easily, especially if the water inside it isn't being cleaned regularly.
Oh, interesting.
As it happens, I just got a report that one of our water treatment facilities has broken down and the water in the flamingo and saltwater crocodile habitats has gotten dirty. I've highlighted the water treatment facility for you, so you should go and check it out.
Here I am.
Click on the water treatment facility to bring up its information panel.
It looks fine. It's not great, but it's okay. I mean, is it because we were already on it?
I don't think you need a degree in mechanics to tell that this thing's thoroughly banjaxed.
Banjaxed?
Mechanic to get them to come over and fix it for us.
It's a word I wasn't expecting. Oh, it looks very pretty banjaxed there.
Work in a similar manner to power sources, in that they have a radius of influence around them. That means any body of water which is even partly
How do you see that?
will be cleaned
sphere of influence?
Also, like power sources, if they get damaged, that radius of influence will shrink, meaning that it might stop cleaning water sources which were only just within its reach. If you want to check how much of your zoo is covered by your water treatment facility,
oh, there it is. It is there. Look.
There's a heat map you can use to see the coverage. That way, you can quickly spot problem areas. And
so it just clips the. I guess that's the crocodile one there, is it? And this is the flamingos, or the other way around?
Now that the water treatment
it just clips a few of them, and a little bit over there as well.
Shakes of a lamb's tail. You can also use mechanics to repair power facilities, transport rides, spins, benches.
And I'd hope they repair stuff on their own anyway, as it gets pretty damaged.
Barriers. Now, I'll be honest, I'm still a little worried about that disease scare we had. So
lots of people in the park. How many are there? Almost 2,000.
Doing research into a disease can help prevent future outbreaks of it. And even if we do have an outbreak, it'll make the disease much less potent.
Research.
I'd like you to start some research into bordetellosis. Disease research can be found in vet research. So head over to your research centre and
Bronze star. Smashed it. Look at that.
Lovely job. Once that research is complete, I expect we'll send that disease packing in no time.
I'm sure we will. Don't know how you know what disease it's got, though. That's a question.
That was a close run thing with those antelopes. I dread to think what might have happened.
Where's the
quarantine as quickly
where's the antelope?
Fast thinking there.
Where is the antelope?
Horrible outbreak of viral gastroenteritis.
The sable antelope.
Here at Goodwin House. Although, luckily, that was just limited to me and my wife.
Has already been treated.
Right. Now that we've got all our urgent tasks
Oh,
in
he's
hand,
back in his enclosure, so it
we
must
start
be
to focus
treated.
on the guests and improving their time in the park. You see, you can also do research into new and improved guest facilities.
I'm sure you can,
transport
Nancy.
rides, as well as new types of barrier and other things via the workshop. I've highlighted the workshop for you, so head over there, select it, and then click on View Workshop.
Okie dokie. No. Why did it not select the workshop? There we go.
And finally,
So I could have just gone to it from zoo. That'd have made more sense, wouldn't it?
By dragging and dropping them onto it. I can't wait to see what they come up with.
I didn't see what they wanted me to research. What did they want me to research? Just a memento. Just a memento. Did they say souvenir shops then? They must have done, right?
Great stuff.
Yep.
That research will take a little while, so let's have a look at something else in the meantime. Because we've had
Because, yes. What is it? What is it, Nancy? Why are you being coy with me?
It turns out that we're allowed to adopt more giant pandas.
That is good
The
news.
authorities have given us
Why have I
3
come here?
females to help with our breeding program. Even so, I'm sure you know how notoriously difficult it is to get pandas to breed.
Because
so
they don't even want to
patient.
reproduce because they're a
Our
stupid
current
animal.
giant panda habitat is full to the brim, but luckily we've already got another habitat ready to go.
That is lucky.
But before we move our new pandas in, they'll need to go through quarantine.
Of course, of course,
We can't do
of course.
that until we've accepted them. So open up animal trading and go into the animal reward section.
A reward section.
Just
Oh.
click transfer to animal storage next to each of the pandas, and then they'll be sent there.
Oh, I could just do them all at once, Nancy. That'd be quicker, wouldn't
Finally,
it?
we can send them from animal storage to quarantine. To do that, just select them in animal storage, then click send to zoo, and then click on the quarantine facility in the zoo. Don't worry, I've highlighted it for you so you can find it easily.
I've done it. Relocating to
While
quarantine.
we wait for them to clear quarantine, you should
How
set
many?
up
Oh, they can
a
have
new
8.
habitat so they feel at home in there. I'll also need you to bring over one of the male pandas from our other habitat, because without him, we're not going to have much of a breeding program, are we? Come on, move him over and get everything
Sexy
set up for your
pandas.
pandas.
Wasn't really listening. Moving to the new... Where's the new habitat? Oh, it's over there. They've highlighted that as well. Okay. So if we have a look at this habitat... There are 7 animals, and there are a couple of males, so we will grab this one here. Where is he? Sleeping down there, look. Lazy panda. That's this one? Yes. So if we move him to the new habitat, and we need to do a few things. Add a feed-in station, add a food enrichment. We need to do all this normal stuff. So let's look at food and water. We will filter by species. Giant panda. So they've got a large water bowl, an arboreal feed-in platform, and a water pipe. So let's give them an arboreal feed-in platform, which doesn't seem to want to go many places. So we'll put it there. Do they need water as well? It says they don't need water, but I feel like I should give them water. I'm going to give them some water. A little water pipe just down here. Food enrichment. What have we got here? Oh, let's give them the tree scatter feeder, yeah? Let's pop that down here. Toy enrichment. They're all fairly similar. Oh, the wind chimes. Beautiful. Let's give them some wind chimes. Increase terrain welfare to 90%. So what do we need for terrain welfare? I don't think the zoo's in here yet, so it doesn't know. It doesn't know what to do for it. Like we can't see what it should be like. But now that there he is. It should now be able to tell us. So let's slow everything down again so nothing goes horrendously wrong. I think it was Than pointed out in the comments earlier that when you are doing building and enclosure stuff, you really should probably pause the game just to try and make sure that everything's okay and nothing goes horrendously wrong in the background while you're fiddling around trying to build stuff. So, we now know it's a giant panda. We need to actually click on the panda, don't we? That's where I'm going wrong. How do can I just not select him from here? No. Oh, view animal management. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Where is he then? Where is he? Can I just zoom into him wherever he is? No. I seem to have lost him. Where is my panda? Animals. Panda. There he is. Okay, right. Terrain. Hard shelter is perfectly fine. His terrain is not great. He needs some more short grass and less long grass. Now, I can't quite tell. Oh, there's some long grass. So if we remember how to do this, we want to paint terrain with some short grass and do this. So we should see short grass going up and long grass going down. Long grass doesn't seem to be going down very much, does it? Well, it's going down a little bit, I suppose. There's more of it over here, look. Get rid of all of that. And this whole thing is long grass. Probably could have made the paintbrush a little bigger to assist. That would have made sense, wouldn't it? Let's knock it up a couple. Hello! Where else? All over here. Boom. Wouldn't mind doing a little bit more just to get it firmly in there. So where else is there long grass? It must be inside there. No, it's not inside there. Don't know where there's 36% long grass, but okay. That's fine. So his terrain... Are we already on terrain? Oh, we are. I couldn't quite tell from that. Terrain is 100%. Yep, that's fine. And then plant welfare. Plant is terrible. So there's a couple of plants he doesn't like. Does this mean he doesn't like it? How do I... There should be a way of clicking. Just to select those plants. Because now I've lost the panda again. Where's the panda? Where is the panda? There he is. So even though those plants are not really part of it, he can't get to them, he still doesn't like them. So I'm guessing all of those are the ones up there. So that might not matter too much. It still doesn't like them that pretty much, but that's fine. So let's do some plants. What do we want here? We want temperate. Oop. Temperate and Asian. And then usually the quickest way to do this is just to pick some nice big trees. Hello, you. Well, I was not expecting this beast of a tree, which is just freaking the game out. Might be a bit too big. I'm not sure I like it. That's a bit better. A couple of big trees. Little bits of bamboo. Put some bamboo around the water. I think that's where it usually lives, isn't it?
Good news. Our new female pandas have been given a clean bill of health.
Why can't I?
Let's move them into the new habitat so they can settle in. And I hope you've made their habitat as comfy as possible.
Don't know. Not to put any more down. But I have hit the required amount, though. So, let's move these three pandas, then. They don't have an original habitat, so I don't know what that would actually do. So if we hit move and say over to here.
Oh, bless. I think they'll be really happy in there.
I hope so.
Fingers crossed we'll see some lovely new cubs sooner
does this
rather
mean?
than later. Right. Well, they're being delivered.
Don't know.
We'd better get on with something else.
All right then.
Me. There's never any time to rest when you're running a zoo, is there?
There isn't, no, Nancy. It's crazy.
Unless you hit the pause button. Okay, I think it's time I...
Oh, she wasn't actually
told you
telling me
about
to hit the
work
pause
zones.
button. Well, I did.
I know. They don't sound as interesting as the animals, but trust me, they're ever so useful. You see, work zones are a way of making sure that your staff concentrate on specific habitats or tasks within the zoo. So they're
Okay.
wandering off elsewhere when it's time to feed the animals or the
Makes
like.
sense.
So let's start by creating a new work zone and then assigning a keeper to it so that they know to look after the new pandas.
Here they
To
come.
do that, go into the zoo section, then click on staff and then work zones.
Zoo staff work
Now,
zones.
click on new work zone.
Yep.
To set up your new work zone, I'll need you to select the highlighted habitat gate, staff room and keeper hut. Oh, and don't forget to name it something useful.
All right.
You're done, just go ahead and exit the work zone creator.
Well, that works quite well then, doesn't it? I quite like that. How do we give it a new name? How do we give it a new name? So I selected those three things. And then what? And then what? I don't know how to actually... Oh, we can rename it up there. We should call it New Panda. Do we just go like that?
Now let's hire a new keeper and assign them to our new work zone. We don't want them getting distracted by other goings-on in the zoo.
It's just called Work Zone 10 still. Why did it not save the name? New Panda. Enter. There we go. There we go. Okay, that worked better. What did she say? Did she say hire a new keeper? Hire a new keeper. So if we hire a new
Then
keeper,
click on your new keeper to bring up their information panel and go to their employment tab.
and then say Work Zone
You can
New
assign them to
Panda.
your new work zone from the drop-down menu.
Done and done. Lovely.
There you go. Now your keeper will focus his attention on our new pandas.
That's quite cool.
Just so you know, all types of staff can be assigned work zones. Just make sure that they have access to all the buildings that they need. And one last thing.
Play with
You
the
might find it
chimes.
faster to assign them from the work zones tab in the staff section of zoo management.
Okay.
Save you having to chase around selecting your staff one by one.
Well, that makes sense, Nancy.
Ooh, it sounds like the brand research has been completed. You should collect
How would we do
rewards.
that?
And you can do that by clicking on the
Don't know.
notification or by going back into mechanic research.
Okay. Into research. I didn't see the
Now we've got
notification.
our lovely new just a
But we have a
Memento
lovely
shop design.
souvenir
You
shop.
should build one of them near the zoo's exit. That way the guests won't miss it on their way out and we won't miss out on their money.
On their money. Where on earth? Oh, here it is. So, facilities. Guest facilities. Merchandise. And just a memento. Spin it around. So it's facing the right way. Let's see if we can get this just about perfectly lined up. Could do with moving the camera a little bit, really. My mouse has just stopped working completely. Thank you, mouse.
Oh, that's ever
Pop
so
it there.
wonderful, that
Oh, we
is.
got the silver. Da-da-da-ding.
Anyway, I'm just off for a moment, but I'm sure I'll have some more jobs for you to look at shortly.
I'm sure you will. Oh, that's pretty bang on, isn't it?
Oh, those pandas look
Oh, it's not
just
quite straight, is it? I
adorable.
don't think.
I can
Not
see why
quite,
people
but
keep
it's
foolishly
close.
forgetting that they're wild bears. And good work on that new gift shop branding. Just a
Thanks.
memento. Very clever.
I know, that was my idea,
Better
that.
than our old overpriced gifts branding. I'm all for truth in advertising.
How have you made a zoo empire, Bernie?
On the nose.
Back as promised. Right.
Okay.
I'd like you to increase the number of different species in the zoo.
Of course you would.
Now, you can find out what species are already in your zoo by going into the zoo section and then into the animals area.
Do you not think I've done that
If you're
before?
wondering how you're going to fit them all in? Then mixed species habitats are a great way to save space and create interesting habitats.
Interesting habitats, you're
Just make
saying?
sure to check the Zoopedia to find out which species enjoy living together. E.g., don't mix lions with antelopes.
No, that'd be silly. Oh, that's it. That's it. Boom. Go. Do your thing. What's this? Vet research is complete. Let's get that done then. So what is our actual objective here? Have at least 18 species in the zoo, increase the overall habitat species welfare to 90%, place buildings to increase guest happiness, and receive a zoo inspection report with an overall star rating of 2.5%. Whew. How many zoos? How many animals do we have at the moment? 15, so we only need 3 more species. I suspect the rest of it's going to be a little bit of a pain. So what have we got in terms of species at the moment? We've got crocodiles. Now they do not want to have any... Usually there's a little thing here which says like if they can have more than one species in there, doesn't it? So what I think I'll do is I'll get one of the multi-species enclosures set up. That's a keeper. Where are we looking here? There we go. So he doesn't want, by the look of it, any extra species in there. The pandas, I can't imagine. They're so fussy. Which species is going to accept interspecies bonus? So the antelope, the sable antelope does. Is there an easy way? Not really. So how do we get to the Zoopedia? Probably in here somewhere, right? I don't know. If we just find the sable antelope. Don't want to do any of that. How do we find out any more information about them? Where is the Zoopedia? There? There it is. Okay. Sable antelope. Well, there are so many species in this game, it's crazy. Natural habitat, species data, interspecies enrichment. Sable antelope be enriched by sharing their habitat with... We don't want anything too big, so buffaloes, zebras, giraffes are all out. Maybe the warthogs wouldn't be a bad idea. Do we currently have common warthogs? We do not. Can we get common warthogs? Let's just filter it. Yes, we can. So let's get then a couple of common warthogs. How is this? Its social group is fine, despite the fact it has nobody. It's a very patient little antelope. So we should now have in animal trading I want. Our stored animals, 2 warthogs. We'll select both of those. We shall move them to here. And we'll speed time up a little bit and we should see an interspecies bonus pop up any moment now. Can't see where the gate is. Oh, it's here somewhere. There it is. We now have an interspecies bonus of 20%. And how? Let's slow things down a bit so I can actually click on this. So these have got everything's pretty much fine apart from food enrichment. They are not happy with their food enrichment, so we can definitely sort that out very quickly. If we change this giant panda to the common warthog, food enrichment, the small barrel feeder, pop one of those down over here next to the windows. And there we go, 100% food enrichment. There's a little bit of toy enrichment they could have as well. So let's pop down a rubbin pillar just there, and that's increased their toy enrichment as well. Lovely stuff. So they are on 98%. The antelope is on 97%. There's a little bit of nutrition. Last meal quality was a little low, and I'm not sure there's much we can do about that. And this giant panda has low welfare. What are you moaning about? Crowding issues. What? I can't do. I was literally told to put these pandas in here. No one else cares about it. Everyone else is fine. I think that's something that's just bugged out a little bit. I don't think that's actually a concern for us. Okay then. Let's take a quick look at our animals, see if there's any quick wins in terms of the welfare. I think that's a lie. So the greater flamingos. Now that sounds like something to me that could share their habitat, but it doesn't seem to have that. Let's quickly check the Zoopedia for greater flamingos. Greater flamingos, there they are. Yeah, they don't benefit from sharing their space with anyone, unfortunately. So let's just do their food and toy enrichment then, and then we will leave that there for the moment, and we'll finish off the rest of it in the next video. Greater flamingo. So they need a little bit of both, don't they? Yeah, a little bit of food. Protesters have arrived at the zoo. I'm just going to pause that a second. Oh, nothing's going to happen. Okay. Thought that would tell me some information about it. Let's get a waterfall and metal frame enrichment. Do we want to change the temperature? I don't know if we do want to change the temperature. Let's maybe... what's going on? Is it because I paused it? Oh, there it is. It's just hidden underground. That's what was going on. So let's pop one of these over here. And I'll give you a little sprinkler as well. I'll put that over here next to the water. So that is your toy enrichment sorted. So food enrichment, well, you can only have another one of these. So we need to fit another one of these in here somewhere. I guess there. It's going to look a little crappy, but it'll get there up to 95% welfare now, which is perfect. So a quick look at our welfare. Yeah, everyone's actually really high. So the okapis are next. No, we're not actually going to do this. I just want to have a look. Yeah, it's a little bit of enrichment. And it doesn't look like they enjoy having interspecies mixing either. So I don't know where else we're going to find something to do that. But we'll have a look at that next time. So, there we go. That's halfway through the bare essentials in Planet Coaster career mode. What a beautiful, beautiful sunrise set. It's going to be rise, isn't it? A load of beautiful sunrise coming off that over there. So as I said, I'm going to leave that there for now. We'll finish off this level in the next video. It shouldn't be too far away. I am away next week though, so I don't know how much recording time I'm going to get when I come back the following weekend. That does mean there'll be no stream on the, I think it's the 13th. I keep saying the 13th. I hope that's the Wednesday. There'll be no stream that week around the 13th. There will be a stream again the week after that. I'm going away with my dad for a few days, so I won't be around, which means I'll be even slower at replying to comments, I'm afraid, as well. But do leave your comments down below. I do read them all, even if I'm not getting back to them as quickly as I should be at the moment. Do really appreciate them though. Obviously hit the like button, and that's also massively appreciated, and subscribe to the channel if you've not already. And there's always that little bell button you can hit as well, so you can get notifications on the streams and the future videos that are upcoming. And if I don't see you in the stream in a couple of weeks time, then I'll see you next time in Planet Coaster's career. Planet Coaster? No. I've realised I did that last video but managed to cut it out. Planet Zoo's career mode. And as always, thank you very much for joining me.